Okay, so there is a fake video that has gone out there. And so this is a computer-generated image of Warren Buffett, the Berkshire Hathaway, the big guy there. And they made a fake of him, and he realized, yeah, a lot of people were making fakes of him a while ago. So he's talking about, in this fake video, he's talking about Medicare and Medicare Advantage and IRMA and stuff like that. Some of the stuff it says is incorrect. They're making incorrect connections between IRMA and Medicare Part C and stuff like that. But some of the stuff it says is correctish. But I want, if that many people are interested in a video of Warren Buffett, so they trust Warren Buffett, I guess, about Social Security, I figured, hey, let's watch a real video of what he believes about Social Security. And I think this is perfect. This is actually goes back, he's a little bit younger here. This is actually 2005. This is when the previous Bush administration was trying to semi-privatize Social Security, and Warren Buffett and his partner there were not for it. So let's see what Warren Buffett actually said. This is not a computer AI generated.
They basically believe that anything that would take Social Security payments below their present guaranteed level is a mistake. I think that in this country, extraordinarily rich country, that the people in their productive years can take care of those outside in both areas, even though the ratio of productive to non-productive has changed and is changing. But we take care of our young, and a rich country takes care of its young, and it takes care of its old. And
okay. All right. So he is 100% for Social Security, richest country in the history of the world. We take care of our young people. We can obviously take care of our old people. And he said it's only a small percentage of GDP and what we send on Social Security, because, you know, he's obviously a money guy. But let's see what else we have here.
For saving that are extremely good. We have 401ks in this country. We have taxes on dividends and capital gains at 15%. So the money I earn gets taxed at a lower rate than the money that a receptionist in our office may earn. And I would not be doing so well if I were stuck over in Bangladesh or someplace. So this society is providing huge benefits to me that other societies would not. And I think that the obligation for the people who do well in this society is to provide a reasonable level of sustenance for those beyond their productive years. We've got the capability to do it. You know, right now we quit taxing for Social Security at $90,000, but and that means that everybody in my office is paying, or most of them are paying 12.2 or 12.4%, counting what the company contributes toward this. People talk about double taxation of dividends. They're getting taxed for Social Security, and they're getting taxed for income on their income, and they're paying a higher rate or an equal rate overall in many cases to the same rate compared to the rate that I pay. And I think that's sort of nonsense in the society. So I don't want to do anything that.
So this is what our community talks about all the time, the fact that if you let me throw up the slide here. If you make $50,000 a year, you pay 6.2%, and your employer pays the other 6.2% into Social Security, the FICA tax. But if you're making $500,000 a year, you pay a lot less, because after $176,100, you no longer pay FICA Social Security tax anymore. So Warren Buffett is saying, you know, he probably pays, 0.01%, if anything at all, because one of the things he says, this is on wages and net income, but a lot of people in his level pay, receive their money from capital gains, or they don't take money out at all. They just take loans against their, and so they don't have to pay taxes on it. So we are paying Social Security on every dollar we make, but unfortunately, as he points out, that's not fair because other people aren't, and that needs to be rectified. The cap needs to be increased or completely negated outright.
Hurts the level of the bottom 20 or 30% in terms of their income. I see people living with fear about health care, or living with fear about running out of money in their old age. And I think a society should try to minimize the fear that their inhabitants experience. And that doesn't mean just fear of getting mugged or something. It means fear that the last 25 years of their life, they're not going to have much income. So
Okay. So he is 100% for Social Security. He believes in Social Security. This is a time when they were trying to privatize Social Security, and that's kind of what they tried to privatize Social Security, kind of a semi-privatization outright in the previous Bush administration. That was a complete failure. And the people that want to privatize Social Security have determined, okay, wait a second, we can't do it like we did it before. Now we need to create a crisis. It's all about creating a crisis. So what we need to do now is just wait for the super crisis to happen. So 87 more checks, people, that's, January 2033, that's still a little bit off. Once we get down to 20 more checks or 10 more checks, then the American people will be more pliable and they'll do whatever the hell we will tell them to do. And the politicians that want to privatize will say, hey, we tried nothing for 40 years and we're all out of ideas. So you can take a 23% cut, or you can just go ahead and have us give all of that money over to Wall Street, our buddies on Wall Street, and we'll let them do what they want to do with it. And Warren Buffett says, yeah, that's a terrible idea. It should essentially stay the way it is now. There are some tweaks that need to happen, and he mentions what those tweaks are, is raising the cap, and he said that back in 2005. And what about the video that was going around, the fake Warren Buffett? They were talking about Medicare, and that's the kind of the true part, I guess, that the fake video was talking about. It was talking about the fact that people are they're kind of pressured to get into a Medicare Advantage plan when there's other options. And there's two ways people get get into a Medicare Advantage plan when they shouldn't, when they possibly have other options. And one is you don't know about it. The entire industry, agents, brokers, the health insurance companies make more money when you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. So it behooves a lot of people out there to sell you a Medicare Advantage plan. When there's also Medicare supplement plans, but those have a monthly premium. So sometimes people sign up for a Medicare Advantage plan because they don't know there's an alternative. Majority of the people, they sign up for a Medicare Advantage plan because of it's zero premium. And the fake video says, yes, it's a zero premium, but it's a pay-as-you-go type system. So if you're healthy, there's a lot of people that love their, Bella is back from the hospital. Welcome back, Bella. We're glad you're back home. So welcome back. A lot of people out there that love their Medicare Advantage plans, and awesome. So the thing about Medicare Advantage plans, Bella fights for hers, I know, all the time, persistence. That you just need to make sure that the health insurance company is, taking your health into consideration, number one, rather than their profit motive, right? So a zero premium plan, if you have a crystal ball and 100% for sure you're going to last another 50 years on this earth, and you're not going to get, sick too bad or get into an accident or something, then 100%, I highly recommend a Medicare Advantage plan. Pay $0 and save that, $100, $120, $150 that you would have paid for a Medicare supplement plan. Save that money. But if something happens, you get sick or you get in an accident or something, and you've got that zero plan, then you've got the prior authorizations, you've got the networks, you've got the $100 for hospital per night, $500 a hospital per night. You got charges for the MRI or CT scan or something like that. So there's ongoing charges that reset every year. With a Medicare supplement plan, like you do a Plan G, if you have $1 million of healthcare costs, you pay $257, the Part B premium. Obviously, you're paying the monthly, premium, but you pay $257 the yearly deductible, the annual deductible, and that's it. So Medicare and your Medicare supplement plan pays the other $997, $990, whatever, everything but $257. But if you're going to get a Medicare Advantage plan, then you just get the best one for you, and you just follow the 7 P's there. You make sure you get the best one. If a Medicare supplement isn't in your budget, then you get a Medicare Advantage. You just have to be persistent and make sure they're not giving you a hard time. And that's one of the things that chapter helps you with. So that's what the kind of the fake Warren Buffett video, it wasn't him. Some of the connections he made were incorrect, but some of the stuff it said was correct. But we need to watch out for those fake videos. Partisan divisions remain stark, with 94% of Democrats viewing the law favorably. Yeah, wonder what law. Yeah, that was interesting on the video I showed. Partly showed his left hand man or right hand man, or his partner. Let's show this. This is kind of interesting. Whatever happened to those days when we had, you got, hey, if you need help with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, Part D plans, make sure you reach out to my partners at Chapter of Medicare. I looked for a place that would help you all out, and Chapter of Medicare knocked it out of the park. They've got excellent customer service. They look at every single plan in your area, and their help is always 100% free. Give them a call and they'll see if they can help you out, and tell them Dr. Ed said hi. Warren on the left, literally, he's a Democrat. And then you got Charles Unger on the right, who's a Republican. But they're civil to each other. Whatever happened to that America?
I would lift the $90,000 way up. In fact, I might apply it, on all income. Then you'd really get people's attention. And I would gradually, and we're in the process of doing this, but I would certainly increase the retirement age. I mean, the world in 2005 is much different than the world in 1937 in terms of longevity prospects and the ability to function productively. Charlie, what do you say?
Well, that's the view from Berkshire's Democratic chairman.
Civil. Wow, whatever happened
and
to
the odd part of Berkshire on this issue is that the right-wing Republican who is speaking feels more strongly than Warren that the Republicans are out of their cotton-picking minds to be taking on this issue right now.
And remember this. So this is in 2005 when George Bush, the younger one, the son, was trying to semi-privatize Social Security. And so Charlie's saying, yeah, what are they doing? This is stupid.
I do not, if the country is going to get richer at 1 or 2% per annum for a long time ahead, and it's going to have more old people who are living longer and spending money on medical care, the idea that eventually a higher share of GDP would be going through Social Security to retirees and so on that we now have is not anathema to me. It's an exactly logical way to be spending money under different circumstances. And if the government runs out a little short of money as it gets more Social Security obligations, I see nothing wrong with having some consumption taxes or whatever to pay in a reasonable way for what is a very reasonable expenditure. Social Security is very successful. Apart from the disability element, which is relatively small, there's practically no fraud. It's hard to fake being dead. And furthermore, it's a reward for work. All kinds of people are working in this country because they want to eventually qualify for Social Security. Just as many people are doing dangerous military service because they want the pension that will come eventually. So Social Security is a very capitalistic institution with profoundly good effects. It's one of the most successful things the government has ever done in terms of efficiency and good effects.
I agree. Yeah, there is fraud, waste, and abuse of Social Security. Obviously, there are. Obviously, Social Security employees that find that every day. Elon Musk wasn't able to find any of these. It's interesting. He says that you can't fake being dead. Elon Musk, that's what he was obsessed with, is those 120-year-olds, receiving Social Security benefits, which they weren't. He was looking at the wrong database. So anyway, Elon, he never fessed up and said, yeah, I was wrong about that whole thing. So fess up, guy. Come on. But yeah, it's those are the old days when people were civil to each other. So someone says, yeah, the great program, great help to us Americans. I called Chapter and couldn't be more grateful. They got me in fantastic plan. You're awesome, and so is Chapter. And remember, the only reason people are able to get this help and everything that we've been able to do for the past year and a half is because people have liked and subscribed and shared and whipped this stupid algorithm that usually, there's 6 or 7 companies throughout the country that control these algorithms. and they have figured out that hate and rage is the number one way they make money. So these algorithms, they just feed on hate and rage. And that's why we've gone away from civil discussions like these two gentlemen have had. So let's see. If you're already healthy, looking for a Medicare Advantage plan in your area with a Part B give back benefit, just search for that or call Chapter. Yep. So, but remember, you can change that every year. I always make sure, again, if you have a crystal ball and you're going to be healthy and never have an accident forever, then yeah, stick with the zero premium for the rest of your life. Yeah. Don't waste your money. But yeah, life is what happens while we're making other plans.